Alright guys, I'm back with my TNA Impact Wrestling review for June 28th, 2012. And oh my gosh, it's continuing. This insane storyline with Claire the drug addict and AJ Dixie is going to continue. Oh my gosh. Where do they come up with this crap? I have no idea what they were thinking ending the show like this again. I mean, they had to have heard how nobody cared at the end of last week's segment, and everybody was just shitting all over the thing, so I just flabbergasted that they would continue this. But anyway, there's a lot to talk about from this week's episode. So they recap Austin Aries' decision about the X Division title, his match with Bobby Roode. Then they recap the AJ Dixie drug addict storyline. AJ and Dixie are talking about moving on. Dixie and AJ want revenge on Kazarian and Daniels. We get a match. Anderson versus RVD. RVD wins with the crucifix pin. It was a decent match. RVD now has 7 points. The current rankings are Storm has 36, Joe has 17, Angle has 10, Anderson has 9, RVD has 7. It actually ends up changing a little bit later from another match, but so anyway, Austin Aries comes out. He says there's going to be a tournament for the X Division title with some new faces and old faces. Bobby Roode comes out, says he has the real championship. The other guys have to go through Bound for Glory series, but Austin Aries gets a shot just because of Hulk Hogan, which is a good point. They get ready to fight and Roode leaves. Another replay of the AJ Dixie segment. And then we see Dixie Carter and Claire talking to a cameraman. I think it's the guy who played Wayne on Wonder Years. I know he works with Eric Bischoff. I can't remember the guy's real name. He would always call people Butthead or something. But I definitely remember him from Wonder Years, and I'm pretty sure he's the cameraman here. And he's talking about how Claire knows Dixie and how Kazarian and Daniels tried to expose her secret and hurt AJ and Dixie. Then we see Kazarian. He's getting mad at Daniels for making him turn on AJ. And then we get another match, Sonjay Dutt versus Jigsaw, or Rubik's is what they're calling him here, but he's actually Jigsaw from Chikara, or Halloween. If you watch the latest CZW Botchamania collection, Matthew is now putting up Botchamanias with old CZW, like 2006, 2005, just some of the worst years in CZW history. And one of them was CZW Mania 2006, where Sonjay Dutt is wrestling Rubik's, and he calls him Halloween. And he just completely messes up his name. So I thought it was funny that now, right after he puts this up, we're getting the match on Impact. So that's kind of ironic, I guess, but I know him as Jigsaw, so that's what I'm going to call him. So to start the show off, Sonjay comes out and almost falls off the damn apron. But it was an awesome match. It was great. Sonjay wins with a moonsault into a double foot stomp. This looked like it really hurt Jigsaw here. I know when Sonjay pinned him, his shoulder wasn't even all the way down. So he was either really selling or got legit messed up, but that's a hard move to take. There's a lot of accidents that could happen there. I mean, a moonsault into the double stomp. And I don't know, I hope everything's alright with Jigsaw, but it looked pretty painful. Sonjay tells Christy Hemme after the match that he's going to win the title. It was kind of a bad promo, but it was just after the match, so, I mean, I'm sure he was tired from that. Then we get the gut check evaluation. Taz still can't get over Joey Ryan. Bully Ray versus Samoa Joe. This was a decent match. However, Joe's on the outside. Joseph Park comes out, slaps Bully. Joe goes and gets Bully in the choke, and he taps out. So Joe gets 10 points. This is good for Joe. I'm glad they're pushing him in this Bound for Glory series. He's in second place now. And even though he won thanks to interference, I still think it's good for Joe. Much better than what they've been doing with him. I liked him and Magnus as a tag team, but it's kind of like he just gets thrown into stuff. And I do like Joe, and I'm glad they're doing this with him. Afterwards, Park calls Ray a jackass bully, and he's tired of being bullied, and challenges Bully Ray to another match in 2 weeks. Mike Tenay and Taz are talking about the transcript of the tampered audio between Dixie and AJ that you can read on the TNA website. More Claire and Dixie talking about the phone calls. The hotel was where Claire was after rehab, which is why Dixie and AJ were at a hotel. The stuff about Surge was for a surprise party, which Claire could not attend because Dixie says she was going through some stuff. She was having trouble then. And this was just so funny to me because Dixie says, you were having some trouble, and then Claire just shrugs like, yeah, I was. What the hell is this garbage? So bad. Kazarian tells Hogan he didn't know the truth and he can't tag with Daniels anymore. Hogan says he still has to do the match tonight. Madison Rayne is talking with Garrett Bischoff, tells him about her crush. She asks what he's like and whispers the name to Garrett, and he says good luck with that. Which reminds me, where the hell is Devon? I thought the TV title was supposed to be getting defended every single week. Did he have a match last week? I can't remember if he was on the show last week or not. So yeah, I don't know. This whole thing, I mean, they announced it. They said there's going to be open fight night, and one more thing, the Devon TV title is going to be defended every single week. Whoever is the champion, and Devon's nowhere to be found. I don't think he was on the show last week, but I can't be sure about that, but he definitely wasn't on it this week. So that's already over. Then we see Brooke Hogan. She's talking to Brooke Tessmacher. She got her a campaign with Direct Auto. I mean, how were you able to swing something like that, Brooke? I mean, that had to be really tough. So Gail Kim shows up, asks her about her rematch. Brooke says the rematch is next week. This entire thing was incredibly lame. And Brooke Hogan, there's nothing else to say about it. It just sucks. Then we get Rashad Cameron, Black G's, or as some of you may know him, Outhouse Brown. He was squashed by Ryback on SmackDown last week, versus Mason Andrews. Black G's wins with a DDT, and he says everyone's looking at the next X Division champion, and he puts over Philly. Then we see Hogan talking on the phone, says Sting is doing better. He tells Storm and Hardy they will be the main event next week. Then it's gut check time. Pritchard gets booed here, which I enjoyed. Taz says yes to Taylor Hendricks, and then Joey Ryan is in the crowd. I think he had a sign that said 87% can't be wrong. He gets into it with Taz. They kick him out. Gut check continues. Al Snow says no. Who's left? Pritchard says yes, so she gets a contract. This whole Joey Ryan thing, I don't know what the hell's going on. It's not like Taz is going to come back for another match, so what are they even doing here? I mean, Al Snow could wrestle him, but does anyone really care? I mean, I don't know. Just give the guy a contract, and or whether it's a work or whatever, just finish this storyline by giving him a contract, put him in a gauntlet or something, he's got to prove himself, and then just be done with this. I don't understand what's going on here, but I do enjoy Joey Ryan's YouTube channel, so I would definitely recommend checking that out. Kurt Angle tells AJ he has a lot of respect for him. You got balls, man. AJ says the weight's off his shoulders, and he gets Daniels in a last man standing match at Destination X. Next week, we're going to hear from Chris Sabin about his injury. That should be thoroughly depressing, because, I mean, the poor guy just got back from being gone for almost a year, and now he tears the other knee, which is going to require another year, so this may be his farewell speech, if you ask me. I'm kind of nervous about that. I don't know what he's going to do, but yeah, I'm curious to see where they go with it, or what happens in his future. Then we get Kazarian and Daniels versus Kurt Angle and AJ for the tag team titles. Claire and Dixie are at ringside. This was a good match. I like this match. Daniels and Kazarian are still arguing. Daniels brings in a chair, but Kazarian stops him. He walks out. He tells AJ to finish it. So AJ gets Daniels up for the Styles Clash, and then all of a sudden Kazarian comes in, hits Styles in the back with a chair. Daniels pins him. The ref counts 3. We get new tag team champions. But this happened right in front of the owner. Can't she reverse the decision? She just saw them cheat. I mean, what the hell is this? She saw them cheat on TV, or live, right there in front of her. She's the owner. She can reverse the decision. She doesn't even like Daniels or Kazarian anyways because of what's going on, so I don't understand what's happening here. But that's not even the best part. The best part is Daniels, after winning the tag team champions, Championship, tells Dixie that Claire's baby daddy is AJ Styles. Dixie's freaking out, or at least trying to act like she's freaking out, and says that's enough. So the whole thing is going to continue in an even weirder fashion now. AJ, I was really hoping this would be the last we saw of Claire. I was hoping last week was the last we saw of Claire. But they brought her back for this week, and I thought, okay, they're wrapping it up, it's over. And then as soon as Daniel said, that's not all Dixie, I was just shaking my head like, what the fuck are you thinking now? And they made it even more ridiculous. So we're going to be seeing more of Claire. I guess AJ is going to end up being a heel. I don't know. I have no idea. Clearly they don't either. Because I know a lot of fans who are fans of TNA don't even like this. And I don't see how anybody could. It's just completely horrible. And just another horrible way to end the show. Like I said, it was good for the Bound for Glory series. I enjoy that. Gut Check was alright. I like Joey Ryan, so seeing him back on TV was a plus. Not a big fan of this storyline with him, but at least he's on TV. The final tag match was good, and it's just, there's just lame stuff in between. Like this storyline they're pushing, they kept showing clips of it the whole night, recapping it, and then ending it with this, and I mean, I don't know. The whole Sting thing and the 3 mystery men. I hear rumors that we're not even going to find out who those guys are until October, before Bound for Glory. And they're just using those 3 guys as a way to keep Sting out of the Bound for Glory series, so it's explained why he's not in it. I think there's a lot of bad decisions going on, and they just need to take things down a notch. It doesn't have to be this complicated. You don't have to have storylines involving pregnancies like an episode of Jerry Springer and stuff. It's not good wrestling. No one cares, and it's very Russo WCW-ish with the whole, I'm reminded of Stacy Keibler and the David Flair, who's the father of her baby angle. And as we all know, that was the end of WCW. That was in its down years. So yeah, you don't need to look at that stuff and mimic it. It's horrible. And yeah, my only hope is that they stop this and they just take it back to a simpler way of booking. But yeah, that's it. Overall, I have to say, average, less than average episode this week. Could have been good, just like last week with the Bound for Glory series, but it's just these angles and it's not working out. So I really hope it changes. I'm still looking forward to Destination X, and I have to say, this Destination X stuff where they're bringing in guys like Jigsaw, Sonjay, Dutt, you never know who they're going to bring in, and I'm really excited about that. I am enjoying that. So that was awesome. So yeah, I would say it's an average show just because of I like the Bound for Glory stuff and I like this X Division stuff. So yeah, I would have to say it's pretty average thanks to those matches. But yeah, that's my review of Impact this week. I hope you guys liked the video. Leave your thoughts on this week's episode of Impact in the comments below, and thanks for watching.